Hello and welcome to For Heaven's Sake, a Seventh Heaven podcast. We are your co-hosts, Lady J.
And T.
How are you, T?
Good. How about you?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No complaints.
No complaints.
My throat's kind of hurting right now. It feels like it's closing up on me.
Oh, no.
Which, is exactly what you want when you're about to talk for an hour.
Yep. Exactly.
Did I ask you how you are?
Oh, yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm not a selfish, terrible friend.
No, not at all. Oh, you're so sweet. But I have an announcement to make.
What?
I finished my notebook.
Oh my God. Congratulations, 2 years.
I'm so excited. Now I get to buy a new notebook.
Exciting.
Oh, there goes my composition.
Oh, I'm already on my third set of papers.
Well, you use notepads, man. So of course you're going to fly through those.
Use notepads, but I started double siding them somewhere along the way. For a long time, I would only use one side of the page, which was a total waste.
Well, there you go.
Congratulations.
Yay,
Do you know what kind of notebook you're going to get?
I don't know. Something small because we only have
two and
a half seasons? Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't know. Yeah, it is.
Yep. It is pretty freaking crazy.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I can't believe. All right, so let's dive in.
Okay.
This is episode 909, titled Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It's worth noting this aired on November 15th, which would have been, I think, about a week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Back in 2004. Mm-hmm. And so, fittingly, this episode is also taking place the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a big deal, you guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole point of the episode is that it's the
dude.
week before Thanksgiving.
They won't stop saying it.
It's okay. We can't get into it before we read the spoilies.
Yeah.
So the Amazon Prime spoilie is Annie's kids make other plans on Thanksgiving. Okay.
Those shitheads.
And the DVD description is Annie's determined to get all the kids to come home for Thanksgiving. And even though she is overwhelmed, Lucy is determined to do all the cooking. So I have some things to say.
Yeah.
Shocking no one. This episode is pretty sexist. I don't want to say that as a blanket statement. It's not a sexist episode, but there's a lot of sexist things happening in it.
Okay.
Am I crazy here? Am I the only person feeling this
I'm
way?
just curious where this is going, so I'm letting you lead this.
I'm looking for validation here.
Well,
no, I mean, like in what I'm about to say.
Okay.
There's a lot of talk between Kevin and Eric happening.
Yeah.
About how their wives have gone crazy over Thanksgiving and how they're so out of it that they can't even be rationally spoken and explained things to.
Yeah.
And how they have to fucking scheme and plan and get around it all because they're both crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you are making them crazy by not telling them the fucking truth, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. You fucking idiot.
I know, I shaked a lot right now.
There should have been a camera on.
I know. I was my own boomerang there.
Yeah, I know.
It's like they're not crazy. They're both just type A, like love and care for their family types.
Exactly.
Who, are excited about this fucking holiday. God forbid someone gets excited about something, and want to do a lot. And, I'm not saying they haven't taken on more than they can chew, but that has nothing to do with the fact that you guys are like scheming about how you're going to talk to them and what you're going to say and blah, blah, blah. And Eric's spends the whole episode calling his children and begging and pleading for them to spend Thanksgiving with them. It's like, instead of just talking to your wife and having a conversation, like, what is your problem?
Yeah. You do it with everybody else. Why not do it in your own house?
I know. And then Annie has to apologize at the end. Like, fucking kill me. Like,
Yeah.
Annie has to be the one to be like, I was the one who acted crazy.
Well,
I mean, okay, we'll get into it.
I'm like, well, she kind of did, but like also not to what like Eric and Kevin are getting at.
Yeah. So we want to do things a little different this episode because, as almost never happens, I think it's happened like once, maybe twice before.
Yeah.
There's a pretty like long, it's like I think 2.5 minutes long scene in the climax moment of this episode.
Yeah.
That truly serves as like a thesis. Like,
yeah.
It tells you everything you need to know and everything, or rather it tells you everything that you needed to know up to that point and tells you everything you need to know to go forward from that point.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfectly encapsulating of the episode. So what we want to do is want to play that clip for anybody who cares to listen.
Okay.
If you don't care to listen,
Too
fast
bad.
forward the button or press the fast forward
Notice
button.
how I'm like, too bad. You're stuck with
I
us.
stepped on your joke. I'm sorry.
Who cares?
You should care. I should care that I did that also, and I do. So if you don't want to listen to it, if you're like 2.5 minutes, kill me. Press that fast forward button. Otherwise, we're going to listen to this clip together, and then we're going to get into it.
What, is something wrong?
Mom, isn't family meant to be celebrated every day whenever family gets together, whenever family is together? Not just during the holidays, right?
Yes, of course.
Because, Mom, Sarah and I are family. And even though we are in New York and we don't get to see you as often as we like, we're here for you always. And you can count on us always, no matter what.
We love you, Annie, and we're here for you. Right now, as a matter of fact.
So come on, I mean, forget about the crafts and the candles. Come with us for pizza and a movie.
Oh, no. I have too much to do. Besides, you know what? I can hang out with you and Sarah when you're back for Thanksgiving.
For the last time, it doesn't matter who you called at the school or the hospital. Sarah and I cannot come home for Thanksgiving weekend. That's why we're here this weekend. So are you going to come with us?
I can't. I told you I have too much to do.
Fine. I'll just take everybody else out, and tomorrow Sarah and I will leave, and you will have wasted a chance to spend the entire weekend with us just because it wasn't when you wanted to spend the weekend with us.
Matt, you and Sarah, you're going to miss a great family holiday. I mean, everybody's going to be here. Won't you at least consider coming home for Thanksgiving?
Mom, wake up. Everyone will not be here for Thanksgiving, and you know what? It may not be a great holiday either. It might not even be a good holiday.
Simon isn't coming home for Thanksgiving. He has to work. And Mary and Carlos are going to Puerto Rico, and they've asked Ruthie to go with them.
And I want to go. So can I go?
I won't be here either. I'm going camping with Mac.
So, it'll just be you and I, and Sam and David, and Kevin and Lucy. But that's enough. It is. It's plenty of family.
Mom, Kevin says that Dad says that you're going crazy over Thanksgiving this year, and I wanted to go crazy over Thanksgiving this year. I wanted to do the dinner. I thought you knew that I was going to do it this year. It is important for me to do it this year.
Mom?
Mommy? Annie?
Say something.
You are not my family.
Well, now.
Damn.
Damn.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm going to point out something. The fact that Lucy and Annie live about, 10 yards away from each other?
Yeah.
And they haven't discussed who's cooking for Thanksgiving is such total bullshit that I so stupid. I was like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to believe this. Fuck off.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, you're
I
right.
cursed a lot.
The
But again,
idea that like the week before Thanksgiving is
Yeah.
when they decided to kick it into gear and all made plans and
Yeah.
whatever, or they each decided to make their own plans or whatever, like, is preposterous.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that you have to start planning Thanksgiving in September. Like, everybody knows this. This is
Yeah.
an undisputed fact.
enough already.
And then not to
Enough.
mention the fact that, as you said, they live 10 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
She's at the house every fucking day. Like,
Exactly.
who are we kidding?
That
here?
conversation never came up.
Never. And the way that Lucy feels like entitled to it, like she's like, no, mom has to know. This is my time. Like I'm a mom, I'm a wife. Like I have to do it, of course. Like, well, no, because
you have to?
You're still living under her roof. Like it's kind of a thing that like, why would you break the mold just because all of a sudden you got married yesterday? You know what I mean? I don't know. So I wanted to ask, like, what's your deal with Thanksgiving? Like, how does your family do Thanksgiving, or do they? Or?
Before we would always go to someone's house and we would have Thanksgiving, and we would always bring something with us. Mm-hmm. But for the past 2 years, or maybe 3, I'm not sure. I think, definitely 3. It's just been just me and my parents. And
that's so cute.
And my mom and I were like in our PJs all day.
Yeah.
Cooking. And right before we're about to eat, my parents, we all look at each other like, okay, should we change? No, fuck it. I'm going to stay in my PJs and eat.
Yeah.
And we just have like an awesome meal.
That's so
And it's just us. And we're like watching TV. We take breaks while we're cooking. We just sit together. We laugh, whatever. We'll watch something together for a bit. Then we'll get back to it. It's just on and off like throughout the day.
That's really cute.
Yeah. But before, like we would go to someone's house. We have family up in like San Francisco. So we'd always go to their place. Mm-hmm. And it was like a huge Thanksgiving party, which would always be a lot of fun. We would always have a good time there too. But lately it's been more intimate. So I like it.
That's really cute.
Yeah. What about you?
Dude, well, ours is always a little tricky. No, I don't want to say tricky like it's a burden or something. It's just Thanksgiving always happens to coincide with my dad's birthday, kind of, sort of, like give or take, a few days. And so my mom has always sort of felt this like, I don't want to say obligation because we love our family and we want to host them and stuff, but she's always felt like it's her duty to host Thanksgiving / her husband's birthday, with all of our family and stuff. So that's really been the MO for, I would say, the last maybe 15 years ish, give or take, like I can't really remember a time where we didn't celebrate Thanksgiving at my parents' house, like with all of like the cousins and aunts and uncles and like extended like friends of the family and like minimum 30 people, like, and of course my mom does a lot of cooking and a lot of baking because that's her thing. She loves to bake. She always makes a pumpkin cheesecake and like a carrot cake sometimes if we're lucky, which is my favorite.
No, I want pie and cake.
I know, right? And then we always have to have 2 turkeys because one will never be enough, doesn't matter how big it is.
Okay.
So my mom makes one and my aunt makes another. And usually we'll have like about a quarter turkeys leftovers. Like after Thanksgiving is done, like barely any leftovers of turkey.
That's successful.
That shit goes quick. Like
it's awesome.
It's great. A giant vat of, and I say vat like no shit, like a vat of mashed potatoes. It's a fucking cauldron. Like I don't know what else to call it. It's this huge bowl of mashed potatoes that my mom insists on like transferring into a smaller serving dish and like refilling constantly throughout the night for some reason. Like, who are we kidding? Like, that's gonna get eaten.
You're like, just bring out the pot.
Bring it out. It's so great. And then there's always like all the stuff, like the stuffing and the cranberries and the yams and all of it. Like, it's my favorite. Like, Thanksgiving is truly, I think, my favorite holiday.
Yeah, definitely. I think Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays too. I just, you're just grubbing. You're just sitting and eating and laughing for hours.
And I like that it's this like all day thing. Where it's not just like, let's like everyone come over and we'll have dinner. It's like everyone wake up at the crack of dawn and start hanging out, drinking and cooking and laughing.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. It's truly the greatest. Like I love it. And I love being with my family, of course, and all my cousins and stuff who are like sisters and brothers to me. Like I just, oh my God, it's making me like want Thanksgiving right now. Like it's so exciting that it's coming in like 2 months or a month and a half.
Basically. Thanksgiving.
Like it's so exciting. Actually though, I think this year my parents are going to be out of town. I don't know what they're doing. I have to like nail down the specifics with them. But if they decide to leave town for Thanksgiving, or rather for my dad's birthday, I don't even know. I don't have Thanksgiving plans, you guys. Like, if anyone wants to invite me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, all of which is to say, like, Thanksgiving is one of those holidays where everybody sort of does it differently, right? Like, there's no like standard for how to celebrate Thanksgiving, I feel, because like, you know, everyone sort of handles it differently. Like you were saying, like sometimes you go to someone else's house, all you have to do is just show up and bring something, you know. Sometimes you're the one hosting, so you have to like be cooking for a week in advance, you know, or decorating and all that shit. Like it always sort of takes a different shape depending on what's happening. So this year, for Annie to be so like adamant about every single one of her kids is coming and gonna be here on Thanksgiving.
She's making candles, bro.
When we see her in the 2-minute scene, fucking going to town on that gourd, and then going to the stove, and there's these like blocks in pots. I was like, what is that? Like, I couldn't fathom what it was. And then sure enough, Eric's like, what is that? She's like, wax. I died.
The fact that you want to make candles.
I don't even know how one begins to make candles.
I mean, I'm sure it's not hard, but someone got pissed off right now.
Well, but because I mean, okay, maybe it's not hard if you're buying wax and then now you just melt it down.
Melt it down and put it.
People like make their own wax.
Yeah,
like, that shit's not easy.
But yeah, she's making candles,
going
dude.
All out. And so she's like adamant. So then when Matt shows up, the week before, she's like pissed.
What are you doing here?
She's like legit, like doesn't even want to hug them. And they're like, Mom, hello.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And so she can't even like enjoy the fact that her kids are here.
I
you
know. By the way, how did you feel about Matt's hair being slicked back?
Oh my God, I wrote it down. Matt looks like his old self.
I know. You could tell, like, after everything that he went through then, it's just like, my hair is back. I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cute. Awesome. Look at you. Awesome.
That was the first note I wrote down. I was like, Matt looks like his old self. Yes.
All he needed to do was tuck it behind his ear, like how he used to do that.
It was all too slicked back for that. But
I know.
And not quite floppy enough. You know what I mean? Like his layers are too short to be flipped behind his ear, I think.
True.
But yeah, so she's kind of like being a sourpuss, and Matt and Sarah are like, okay,
yeah,
like, what
they're
do we
shocked.
do?
Yeah, they were definitely shocked.
So they just like throw themselves. Like Sarah just decides to be like super helpful. She's like helping make gourd candle holder things, and she's like, you know, trying to make arts and crafts happen. Meanwhile, Annie has put the twins to work, like, having to make hand turkeys and pilgrim hats and shit. And they're like, we don't want to do this shit. This is school shit. Like,
we want to be home to play.
And so Annie's like making everybody crazy.
Yeah.
Like, not because she's crazy, but because she's so adamant on having like this really like big to do Thanksgiving that nobody's gonna be there for. Not that she knows it, because nobody will tell her, but Mac doesn't. First of all, Eric invites Mac to Thanksgiving because he needs to like have bodies in the house.
Yeah, seriously.
And Mac's like, nah, I'm cool. I'm going to go camping. And Martin's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go with him.
Yep.
So there goes Martin. Mary and Carlos, shockingly, are not going to come because they're going to go to Puerto Rico to see his parents.
Yeah.
Which, how can you hold that against them? Like,
exactly.
It's not like they're going on vacation. It's not like, you know, it's still family. It's just his family. Sorry, not sorry. Like, you have to make a choice sometimes. What are you going to do, you know? And then Matt and Sarah can't get out of, like, their residency or whatever. Like, they, you know... They're at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of what kinds of days they can get off and shit.
Yeah.
So when everybody wants to take Thanksgiving off, of course they're gonna get the shit shift. Yeah. You know. Luckily they were able to get the week before, so they're here. Anyway, and then Ruthie gets an invite from Carlos and Mary to go to Puerto Rico with them.
Yep.
And she really, when she chimes in that clip we heard, and I really want to go. So can I go? I'm like, Ruthie, read the fucking room right now, dude. really? Now is your time? You're going to ask for permission to go?
You're just lucky your mother wasn't holding a knife.
Ah, Jesus Christ. You're lucky Annie is not a hitter, is what you're
that
lucky
too.
for. Like, oh my God, I would have smacked her ass when she said that. So anyway, so it's all falling apart, but Annie is so like gung-ho on like having this Thanksgiving and all the things she's doing it to plan for it and stuff, that she's not even stopping to like take stock of the situation.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Lucy's doing the exact same thing upstairs in the garage. Like, her house has blown up with decorations. She's reading all about Martha Stewart's tips and recipes.
Yeah.
And then we get some random bullshit about Martha shouldn't be in prison. Which is totally like Brenda Hampton being like, I'm going to slip this in.
Yeah.
Like, this is my belief.
Seriously, and who gives a shit?
And I also was tripping or cracking up too, because in light of that email we got about Lucy's politics or whatever, the idea that she's like, she's going to be stuck in jail and like people that have killed people or drug addicts or get set free. And I'm like, you're such a white privilege bitch.
Yeah.
like, oh, you're right. White collar crime doesn't deserve prison.
Yep.
Like, drugs do. Like,
more, yeah.
She can't even see her own like herself in the mirror. Like, she's so fucking enamored.
That email was so accurate, especially even when it comes to Kevin and what he wants Thanksgiving to be all about.
Oh my God. Can we fucking listen to Kevin explaining to Eric his ideal Thanksgiving?
Where's Lucy?
She's up in the apartment thinking of new ways to torture me. She wants me to go collect acorns from people's yards and then help her glue gun them to string so she can use them as Thanksgiving napkin ring holders. She's making such a big deal over Thanksgiving. Menus, silverware, acorns. Me, I just want to eat turkey until I can't eat anymore, and then I want to watch football until I fall asleep, then wake up and do it all over again. Celebrate Thanksgiving the way God intended. But I'm married and my wife's pregnant, so I'm off to collect nuts from people's yards. I don't even know what an acorn looks like.
First of all, yes, you do, because you weren't born yesterday.
Yep.
Second of all, ew. Mm-hmm. Like, well, I'm married and my wife's pregnant, so I'm a cuck. Like, no, bitch. You're to be just like, why is your goal to just be a lazy asshole for a whole day?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
It's so frustrating. And Eric's like, yeah. Like, he's busy.
He's like, move it along.
And also, Kevin, take a breath, my friend. Like, he says all of that in like one breath.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Like, calm down. She said to herself, because she does the same thing.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so that's hilarious. Like, Cheryl nailed these two and their who they are as people. So Lucy's doing her whole thing upstairs, and then after Kevin and Eric powwow about how this is going to go horribly wrong because neither of them are on the same page and they can't apparently talk to their wives and like just like as human beings, they are like, you talked. So Eric tells Kevin to tell Annie that no one can come. And then Eric will handle Lucy and be like, let your mom plan this. Or whatever. But first he has to go. So Kevin has to keep Lucy up in the apartment. Like, keep them separated from each other or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so Lucy's like, I'm going to go talk to my mom about my recipes and my plan, and it's all set. And Kevin's like, oh, no, I think your mom's not home right now. Like, being all like stopping her physically from leaving the apartment. And I'm just like, oh my God, what is happening right now?
Oh, okay.
And she's like, what? Just talk to me. Like, what are you not telling me or whatever? He's like, nothing. Here's the walnuts I got you.
Here are the walnuts I got you.
The motherfucker went and got walnuts.
Yeah.
And it's like, you think she'll notice these are not acorns? It's like, yeah. Because you're the only person apparently who doesn't know what a fucking acorn looks like.
I saw those bag of walnuts. I was like, oh man, I'd have so much fun cracking those right now.
Go to fucking Michael's and buy decorative acorns if you're so worried about scraping acorns from the fucking yards of people. Like, it's not rocket surgery. Just do what your fucking wife asked you to do.
Well, Glen Oak doesn't have a Michael's. I mean,
Well, it has a Sergeant Michaels. Captain
Yes.
Michaels. Sorry.
It has that.
That was actually like my best joke. I was really proud of that one.
So good.
So good. So then it all comes to a head in the scene that we saw, right? Here, Matt and Sarah are like, God damn it, like, we're here. Can you just appreciate the fact that we're here? This is your one chance you get with us, you know? And then everyone's like, da 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 da. And so she's like, y'all suck.
Yep.
And then they all feel bad. They all are like, oh, I can't eat. I'm hungry. I'm like, I feel bad or whatever. Lucy goes upstairs and is like packing all her shit away.
Yeah. Mac is still eating though.
Yeah, because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. He's like, I'm either going to starve or adapt. I'm going to adapt.
Yeah. I do appreciate Mac has become this like almost like Urkelian figure in the Camden household, like where he's not really a part of the family in any way. He has no reason to ever be there, but he's always around.
Yep.
And then when he is around, he's just like a goofball who like says a couple lines and, you know, like
he
leaves it
almost,
alone.
every time he speaks, you just want to look at him and go, really, dude? All right.
It's like,
We'll accept it.
like, what's your deal?
Yeah.
What is Mac?
Or it's like, why are you here?
Yeah. Half the time it's like, okay, so are he and Martin like fucking or what? Like he's always over at the Camden house. Like, do you not have a home? Jeez. I actually would not be surprised if we found out that Martin and Mac were a thing.
Oh, no. Oh,
Martin's got a look about him, okay?
Jesus.
I feel like Martin is like totally bisexual. Like he swings whatever way the wind blows, and I'm here for it. So it all comes to a head. Cut to Annie is like looking through a photo album upstairs in her room and sort of just like pleasantly, you know, seems to be reminiscing on family and shit. And then the twins come in.
Yep.
And they're like, "Are you mad?" And she's like, "Oh no, come here and like hang out with me, whatever." And then they come downstairs and Annie's like a different Annie. It's like she took an upper or something. Like, I don't know. And she's like, "We're hungry." And Sarah's like, "Okay, I'll make some sandwiches." Like everything's cool. Matt's like, "We cool?"
Like what's happening? He's all confused.
And Annie's like, "No, listen, I'm sorry. I overreacted, you know, whatever. Like, of course I'm happy that you guys are here. Like, I get it, whatever." And then Matt's like, "Your words are saying you're cool, but your face is not." And I'm like, I think her face is saying she's cool too, dude. Like, learn how to read faces. You're a doctor. But anyway, so she's like, "No, I'm fine. Like, truly, I'm okay." And then she kind of like one by one like tells everyone it's cool or whatever, like lets Ruthie go, lets Martin go, tells Lucy that she's, you know, hands her turkey apron and is like,
but that's before they go to church, right?
But I mean, whatever, like passes her you know, her turkey baton, as it were, and is like, "I think you're ready, but spoiler alert, I want to have Thanksgiving tonight while everyone's still here, so good luck."
Yep.
Because, which obviously makes sense. Like, that's, of course, like, that should have always been the solution.
Yeah.
Everyone's here today. Even Carlos is coming with the baby because he's going to pick up Ruthie and then go to Puerto Rico. So like, everyone's going to be here. She gets her family time. It's just a week early. Big fucking deal.
Yeah.
You know? So she and Lucy presumably rally and make a Thanksgiving dinner because lo and behold, there it is in the end. But before all that happens, as everyone's sort of like, okay, mom's cool, all right, whatever, she's sitting there and Eric comes in. And everybody raise your hands if you're driving, be careful. Raise your hands if you totally fucking saw this coming from a mile away, that it was about her dad. Like, I literally, I almost wrote it down, but I had the thought right as all this was happening, like the craziness, her whole like, you guys aren't supposed to be here. I was like, is this about her dad?
Is this about her dad?
Fucking, of course it is, because everything's always going to be about her dad. This show has no way to like give Annie nuance besides it being about her dad.
I know. Look. When he says it's your dad, and I was like, damn it, really? I was like, okay, fine, I'll accept it. And I said I accept it because you can't do
what are you
it
gonna
any
do in
other
the
way.
moment? Like, exactly. And so, yeah, because, and of course, Eric's the one who has to figure it out because he's Eric, king of the universe. He's like, all this talk about family. You never once mentioned Ginger. Oh. And then Annie has to like break down and cry and be like, well, if I invited her, then it would make it real that my dad's not here and it's my first Thanksgiving without him and mama. And Eric's like, I'm such a fool. I should have known. And it's like, y'all are both fools. Like, let's be real. Like, Annie lost her shit over this made up thing in her head.
Yeah.
And Eric, it's not his responsibility to read her mind. It's his responsibility to just like not treat his wife like some crazy loon he can't talk to. Instead, going all around her and talking to everyone around her and trying to pull strings and orchestrate shit when all he had to do was fucking talk to his wife the whole time. Shocking no one.
I know.
Such idiots sometimes. Like, ugh. We didn't even talk about Simon.
I was about to say, I'm like, what about Simon? What about Simon?
You guys, let's take bets now on what we think the deal is.
I mean,
it would be so lame, though, if fucking Georgia's pregnant right now.
I know.
That would be the lamest fucking story.
I agree. I hope it's not that, but
maybe it's like HIV or some kind of thing like that.
Oh shit. No, now you're going dark. I don't know if
I'm not trying to be dark. I just feel like that would be a cool thing to explore.
Yeah, but
besides pregnancy.
Seventh Heaven's not going to go that way.
I guess
they won't go that way.
So lame. And I guess it kind of makes sense too because Matt and Sarah know whatever the secret is, and that's why they came when they came.
Yeah.
Because Simon told them that he's gonna come too, and so they were gonna be there for moral support or whatever. And so it feels like it wouldn't be some sort of STD story because Matt at some point says like it's gonna be okay, all be okay, which wouldn't make sense if it's like a life-changing autoimmune disease or whatever. Like,
I'm just trying to figure out like if not pregnant, what would it be?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Like, if not pregnant. Then.
Okay, so obviously it's something that affects both him and Georgia because they're talking about telling her parents and telling his parents and stuff, and how it's their news to tell. Like you know what I mean? So it's something that they're in it together, right?
Yeah.
And he really wants to tell his parents like yesterday. He's
so
like, let's just get it over with. Yeah. And she's like, I want to wait till after the holidays, like till it's all over, even Christmas, whatever, before we even deal with it. Which means if it's pregnancy, it's like, you can't wait that long. You'll be showing, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause presumably she's already a month along and then 2 months from now, like she'll be 3 months along. You can't really hide it for that long. I can't imagine what it is. Kicked out of school.
That's the only other option I can think of. She got kicked out of school.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, I did think that was the news when Matt and Sarah were talking about it before we pitched over to Simon. I thought it's Simon's news. I bet he got kicked out of school. But then when Georgia got involved in it, I was like, well, they both got kicked out. Why?
Why? Right?
Unless they fucking set fire to the buildings or something. Like,
oh.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And what'll be more interesting to see is how soon we find out. Like, how many episodes do we have to wait for them to bring this back around?
And another weird thing to say, what if she is pregnant, but Simon isn't the baby daddy?
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, do you think that they would want Simon to escape it?
Oh, well, fucking A, if it's not his kid and she's fucking someone else, let him worry about it.
No, I know, but what I'm trying to say is, like, do you think the show will even go that far to, like, oh, but we gotta save Simon out of this situation?
No, I think the story is gonna be, if what you're saying is true, I think the story will be that he wants to be there for the baby and raise it and be its dad, and then and then have to break that news to his parents that like he's going to be a teen dad or whatever.
Damn.
And then the drama will be, well, he's sort of kind of doing the right thing, but also he's like maybe throwing his life away.
Yeah.
But also we also made other teen parents be parents. So how can we say no to our own kid wanting to be a parent?
Seriously.
Like shoe was on the other foot now, Eric and Annie. Haha, hoisted on your own petard. That kind of shit.
That would make an interesting talk.
That would be interesting. I do have to admit.
But maybe we're giving the show a little too much credit.
Well, but we have to give Simon some credit. He promised Eric he wouldn't fuck Georgia again.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and if he did and she got pregnant, that's some fucked up shit.
Damn, Simon.
Yeah. Damn, Simon.
Damn, Simon.
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like, if this is going to be the arc of the season for Simon, I'm ready to hear about
the best part about this episode is trying to understand what's Simon going through.
Yeah.
That's the best part about this episode. Everything else, you gotta bitch.
It's all fluff around this 1-2 minute scene between Simon and George.
I'm like, what's happening?
Any stray observations?
We got to see Carlos for a bit.
Yeah, and the booby.
Oh, why am I? Yeah, this is the first time we saw the baby.
No, it's not. We saw the baby when it was born. Remember, in the hospital when Annie and Eric were there.
Okay, fine. It's the second time we saw the baby.
Actually, no, that's not even true either.
Stop it.
Because we keep seeing the baby every time we see Carlos in New York.
Oh yeah, he's
always holding the baby and shit.
That poor baby.
That poor little booby.
Yeah, it's a cute baby.
There is a moment that we didn't quite touch on, which is after Annie has her breakdown about how it's about her dad or whatever. She's Martin sort of overhears that whole breakdown and goes upstairs to like comfort her because he's like, I kind of feel like I know what you're going through because I also have lost a parent and it fucking sucks. But he says something that I almost had to like. I did a double take because I heard it. I didn't think anything of it, but then I heard it again in my head and I was like, wait, what? I'm going to play it. You tell me if you catch it.
Most people don't understand what it's like to lose a parent. And it's not something I would wish on anybody.
Most people don't know what it's like to lose a parent? You wouldn't wish that on anyone? I feel like... Doesn't everyone know how it's like to lose a parent? Isn't that kind of the way of the world? And why wouldn't you wish that? I mean, it's not about wishing. It's what happens, right? Like our parents go before we do. Like, right?
Yeah, I guess
it's such a weird thing to say.
I guess maybe maybe it happened too soon. Maybe that's his thing?
Maybe that's what he's saying. Like most people my age don't know what it's like to lose a parent.
Yeah.
But then say that because most people do know what it's like to lose a parent.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Man, right? Seventh Heaven has really affected me. If that has just like went over my head the first time.
It totally did for me too, except that, I'm always hyper listening because I'm always looking for clips to cut. So it went over me and then I heard it and I was like, wait, what did he just say?
Yeah.
Like it really was just weird. Like that phrasing is odd. Like, what do you mean you wouldn't wish that on anyone? Obviously, it's not about wishing it. It happens. Like, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was just a bizarre, like, random little moment. But what he says to her is very sweet.
Yeah.
About how, that's kind of why he doesn't really want to do Thanksgiving, the whole fam thing, because, like, she's not there to be there with him,
and his dad isn't there, so it's just
his aunt's not there. He has no real family.
Yeah,
and Thanksgiving's like a family holiday and all that crap, whatever. Yeah. And then she does say though, like, or actually he says, he's like, but like I might be willing to hang out with you guys. Like, it's cool. Thank you guys for being like my little family or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he says I hope my dad comes home soon, but I'm gonna be really sad to like leave you guys when he does, which was a really sweet little thing to say.
It was
right
sweet.
Because obviously his hours are numbered, with the Camdens, and so anyway, that's how it ends. It's nice.
Sure. Sure.
I mean, it has its moments. Okay, well, let's rate it then.
2 thumbs down, bro.
Wow. I mean, I get it.
I mean, I know it's supposed to be sweet. Like, look, I agree with a lot of the things Matt says and how Sarah are. Like, I get it. But I don't care.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, you should care. Every day
is family day.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes you don't want to see their faces. Like, let's be real.
I mean, okay, but I think Matt's frustration in that moment, though, is just like, what more do you want from me?
Yeah. Like, I am trying.
I've done everything I can to make this right. I'm here a week early. I've done arts and crafts with you. I want to spend time with you. Like, what more can I do, woman?
But I will say, I did appreciate at the end when they're walking to the church or walking to the car. I don't think they walk to the church when they're like leaving the house to go to church. But when Annie is holding Matt's hand, and I'm like, dude, like those two really did connect.
They're cute.
Yeah, they are cute. Like they have a cute bond.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we've always said Matt is Annie's son.
Yeah.
More
definitely.
than Eric's son.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's
good
cute.
Shit.
All right, good
All
shit.
right. Well, did I rate it?
No,
I think I'm also going to give it 2 thumbs down.
Oh, okay. You're giving me a hard time.
I know. I'm such a bitch. No, I mean, really, though, it's because you made such good arguments that I have to agree. Like, truly, you know, it's not a great episode. It's just, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not great, you know? I don't know.
Episodes. All right.
All right. Well, that about does it for us, y'all.
That's about it.
Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts.
Ooh.
You guys, we're also on like Google Podcasts and like, you know, because if you're not an Apple user, like I don't want to like discriminate.
I do.
Against me? We are so the yin and yang of this podcast. Yeah, and then you can find us on social media and all the places. For Heaven's Sake Pod. What? You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's in the liner notes, guys. You can write to us at forheavensakeshow@gmail.com. And if you're so inclined, you can head over to patreon.com/forheavensakepod, subscribe to become a Heaven Head, and get access to 2 bonus episodes a month of live commentary on movies that T has seen that I have not. There's a lot of content already up there. If you subscribe now, it's all yours. It's not like you have to like wait. Like all the back catalog is available to anyone who subscribes. So I really hope you'll do that. That's patreon.com/forheavensakepod. And until next time, bye.
Bye.